Hey everyone, and welcome to this explainer. Look, buying a home is a massive life event, right? And let's be honest, staring down a giant stack of legal documents can feel, well, kind of terrifying. But today, we're totally flipping the script. Understanding the paperwork is actually the very first step to unlocking your power as an educated, protected buyer. We're going to break down the buyer representation agreement, and by the time we're done, you'll see exactly why this document is your ultimate tool for success. You'll usually see the official Oregon Real Estate Forms logo sitting right at the very top of the exclusive buyer representation agreement. When your agent first slides this across the desk to you, it looks incredibly formal, stuffy even, but don't let that scare you off. I want you to completely reframe how you look at this contract. This isn't just restrictive legalese, it's actually a mutual partnership promise that officially puts a real estate professional right in your corner. So here is our game plan for today. We're going to cover 1. The partnership promise, 2. Your built-in protections, 3. Decoding the money, 4. Your role as buyer, and finally, taking the next step. Let's jump straight into part 1, the partnership promise, where you establish your exclusive team. Right off the bat, when you dive into sections 1 and 2, the whole goal is to formally set up an exclusive relationship between you and your agent within a specific geographic area. The contract explicitly states that your agent will be your exclusive agent in what they call an exclusive area. Basically, this clause literally locks in your agent to work strictly for your interests within a specific city or county and for a set timeline. You aren't just a casual client anymore. You are building a dedicated exclusive task force for your home search. Moving right along to part 2, your built-in protections and what your agent actually has to do for you. Under section 7 of this document, you might be wondering, what exactly is your agent legally required to do? It's a completely fair question. I mean, you're hiring a professional, so you deserve to know what standards are being held to. This is where you see how your agent's legal obligations act like this powerful protective shield around you. Just look at the sheer amount of heavy lifting your agent is signing up for here. They are legally bound to deal honestly and in good faith, present all your written offers in a timely manner, disclose material facts that maybe aren't super obvious, maintain strict confidentiality, and be completely loyal to you. These are totally non-negotiable standards. Your agent absolutely cannot take action that is detrimental to your interest in a transaction. They are, quite literally, your legal advocate. Actually, let's zoom in on one specific protection from that list for a second: confidentiality. Section 7I defines this as maintaining confidential information from or about you, the buyer, except under a subpoena or court order. And get this stands even after your agency relationship terminates. No way they can spill your secrets later. This means your financial qualifications, your budget constraints, your deepest motivations for buying, they are legally protected secrets. Your agent is basically your real estate vault. All right, let's get into part 3, decoding the money and how compensation actually works. Let's confidently tackle Section 5 head on. We need to demystify how your agent gets paid, because this is designed to be a highly transparent process. There's a direct quote from the contract that I absolutely love. It says, in all caps, "Compensation for real estate agents is not set by law. Buyer is free to negotiate." This radically empowers you. There is no standard or minimum fee mandated from on high. Everything, and I mean everything, is negotiable, and you're squarely in the driver's seat to figure out a fair structure with your agent. Under Section 5A, the agreement outlines 2 primary ways this compensation is usually structured. You can agree to either a flat fee, which is just a specific dollar amount, or a percentage of the final purchase price. When you and your agent sit down, you will literally fill in one of these blanks on the form together. But, how does the actual math play out in the real world? Let's break down the flow of compensation. Step 1, you and your agent agree on a fee structure. Step 2, during the transaction, your agent negotiates to get the seller or the seller's agent to offer compensation. Step 3, that seller-paid compensation actually credits against your fee. So if the seller's contribution covers the whole amount, you don't pay the difference. It totally transforms agent compensation from feeling like a looming bill into a clever negotiation strategy. Just to clarify exactly how that works behind the scenes, Section 9C defines what's called shared compensation. It notes that a seller's agent's firm may share a portion of the compensation they receive from the seller with your buyer's agent's firm. So while you, the buyer, are agreeing to a fee in this document, the money can structurally flow from the seller to cover those costs. You just have to authorize your agent to negotiate it, which is exactly what this very agreement does.
Okay, part 4, your role as buyer, because this is definitely a two-way street. Now that we know your agent's duties and how the money works, let's look at the balance of responsibilities. Sections 8 and 9 remind us that a successful real estate transaction requires real teamwork. On one side, you've got your agent's job: find properties, maintain intense loyalty, and keep your secrets. On the other side, it's the buyer's job: provide accurate information, do your due diligence, and actively protect your credit. It is a perfectly balanced scale of mutual responsibility. Let's drill down into the specific actions Section 8 requires of you. You need to contact your agent before visiting properties, especially those first visits. You must provide accurate financial info and perform your own due diligence and inspections. But pause here for a second, because this next one is absolutely crucial. Protecting your financing. The contract literally warns you not to take actions that could ruin your loan. I mean it. Do not go buy a new truck. Do not max out your credit cards on new furniture. And for heaven's sake, do not resign from your job while you are in escrow. Also, Section 9A highlights a really key reality about your role, and that's hiring experts. Look, your agent is a highly qualified expert in real estate, but they are not a structural inspector, they're not a lawyer, an environmental engineer, or a tax professional. To truly protect your investment, your job is to hire separate, specialized experts to investigate the physical and legal condition of the property. Your agent can definitely guide you, but the actual due diligence, that belongs to you. Which brings us to our final section, Part 5, taking the next step and making it official. We know the rules of engagement now, so how do we actually activate these amazing protections? Well, before you ink the deal, notice Section 11, titled Entire Agreement. It clearly states that the document represents the complete, finalized agreement between you and your agent. No modifications can be made except in writing. Why does this matter? Because it gives you absolute peace of mind. There are no hidden verbal clauses to worry about. What is printed on those pages is exactly what governs your partnership. As you read through the pages with your agent, you are going to see sections at the bottom for your initials. Reading through carefully, initialing those sections, and finally signing the last page. That is the mechanism that officially brings this powerful, protective partnership to life. Which leaves us with one final, very important question. Are you ready to make it official? You now understand that the buyer representation agreement is absolutely not something to fear. It's actually the key to guaranteeing loyalty, confidentiality, and fierce advocacy in one of the biggest purchases of your life. So I highly encourage you, grab a coffee, sit down with your real estate agent today, and confidently walk through this document together. It is time to unlock your full potential as a buyer, because once you understand the rules of the game, the only question left is, where are you going to put down your roots? Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and we'll see you next time.